Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of Mom and His Messy podcast. It is so good to be back. So good to have you guys tuning in again. It's been a while since the last time I have been able to record an episode of Mom and His Messy for you. It's just been a lot going on, you know. I got sick after I came back from my vacation, and then from there, it's just been a whirlwind between practices for dance at my church and then events and kids going to work and me going to work. So I am back. I am here. I am ready. And I'm so happy to have you guys back. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. I would love to hear from you and hear what you guys thought of the last 2 episodes. Let me know your thoughts on this episode. Please tune in for the whole thing so that way you can give me some feedback. This is all very, very new to me, guys. I do not really know what I'm doing, but I'm doing my best. This is what, God put in my heart to give to all you mamas out there. And so that's why I'm here. I'm here for you. So today's topic is going to be It Takes a Village. And I can tell you all about that. It does take a village. So what do I mean by it takes a village? I just mean that we cannot do this parenting thing alone. We cannot. As much as we try, it is not easy. And I don't think it was intended. I don't think God intended for us to parent alone at all. I mean, let's be real. The saying of it takes two to tango is so real. And I'm coming at you from a single parent perspective. I've raised my kids on my own for about 15 years now. I think I have been single on my own since 2009. So it's about to be 15 years starting August. That's when my youngest will turn 15. And I basically became a single parent when he was in my belly about April before I gave birth to him. So I always go based on his birthday on how long I became a single parent. So it's not easy. It's not easy. Let me tell you the stages between babies and infants and toddlers and preteens and now teens. I don't think there was ever a stage where I did this thing alone, you know. Just the task of being able to parent alone for me in itself is not true. Like, yes, I live with them alone, I provide for them alone, but being able to give them advice, being able to get them through every stage, being able to do things all by myself, it's not something that I see as true. I always needed help at some point, whether it was to go to an event where I needed help, whether it was to be able to work. I need backup, I need somebody that can take care of them while I go to work. But I can tell you that there has been more times than I can count in my time of being a single parent that I needed to call backup in. So just like think about it this way, you see all those like SWAT TVs. I'm a big action person, so my references will definitely probably be more on the action side. But anyways, when you see like those kind of TV shows with SWAT and cop shows, the first thing they do when they enter into a place is call backup. Before they even enter, they're calling backup in. And I really think it's super smart to call backup in. Like, I am here to tell you that backup is necessary. It is necessary. And it doesn't mean you're weak. It doesn't mean that you don't know how to handle it all. It doesn't mean that you don't know how to deal with your kids. It just means that you need some support. And so that's what I mean by it takes a village. It's not something, being a parent and being able to raise these kids and trying to raise them in the way that we want them to go, raise them right, raise them to be respectful, have morals, have goals, have dreams. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's easy being a lazy parent. It's easy to do that. But to be a parent that has intent, that wants to have their kids go somewhere in life, it's not easy. So my question to you today is, who is your backup? Who is your backup? I know who my backup is. I'll tell you that one of my backups is my mom. My mom is like my ride or die right now when it comes to parenting. I think she came to live with me in PA about, I want to say 8 years ago. I'm gonna go with that. So before my mom came back to help me with my kids, my backup was one of their beloved babysitters. Um, well, she's a daycare provider, she owns her own business, but she was like second mama to them for a very long time. So from like since my youngest was about 2 years old, they were with her, and she was my backup. Like, let me tell you, I needed that other person. Having another person that shares the same thought processes with you when it comes to parenting, or will discipline your kid when you would discipline your kid, or would give them reward when you would give them reward, or would say no to something that you would say no to. Like, just having that kindred mindset and having that person in your backup is so necessary for parenting, for lifestyle of single parents. I have my dog in my room with me, so I'm so sorry if you hear any kind of jingle jangle or barking, but it is hot in this house, so I had to close the door and keep him in my room because I didn't want him dry heaving out there. But let's get back to it. So, in the intent of saying who's your backup, you need to analyze your circle of people. I believe there was like a couple of points in my life where I had to reanalyze the circle of people in my life. Do you have the people in your life that you consider wise? Do you have people in your life you consider wise? Those that have been through the parenting stage that you've been through, or that you're going through right now, I should say. So, like, let's say you have toddlers right now. Do you have people in your life that have already been through that toddler stage that can impart some wisdom, that can impart some, knowledge on how they've achieved what they've been able to achieve with their kids? Those that know what you've been through and can give you valid intel on how to go about it and manage your current situation. Like, that is so necessary. It is so necessary to know who you surround yourself with, who you surround your kids with. um and it's not easy to build a trustworthy circle, but it is necessary. It is absolutely 1000% necessary. So if you do not have backup, if you don't have a number to call when you need backup, please, please, I tell you to be intentional on finding something. So finding someone that you trust, finding that person that is your, I want to say ride or die, somebody who's going to stick with you through the hard times and the bad times and the good times and the highs and lows, but you know that you trust them no matter what. And you know that if you call them, that they'll be there for you. Somebody with positive positive feedback, and also constructive criticism. I'm so sorry, guys, my words are getting to me today, but constructive criticism. So that's what I meant by that. Anybody who is able to give you that criticism that you need, and that you won't take it the wrong way, because you know that they're coming from a true place in their heart that is like loving for you and your family. But when my kids were little, I mean, like toddler, like baby stage to toddler stage, I tell you that getting sleep was not easy. It was not easy. As a single parent, I think I probably slept 2 to 3 hours every 48 hours. Um, on a good day, I slept 5 hours a day, but that was not on the regular. That was more like, we have nothing to do the next day. I didn't need to work. I had no assignments because I was going to school as well when my kids were little. And I barely got any sleep. Like, I think I looked older back then than I do now because of the lack of sleep I had. So that is another big reason why having backup is needed. Having those people in your life that are willing to um, take your kids and say, "Hey, I see you. I see that you're having a hard week. I see that you need rest, and I'm gonna give that to you. Give me your kids for a day, and I'm gonna let you rest." That is so necessary in those stages when your kids are that small. Um, it's not easy. It was so hard for me to be able to raise my kids and not be able to sleep because my temper was low. My attention was low. I had a lot going on, and the lack of sleep is weighs heavy on that. It weighs heavy on that. So being able to have those people in your life that allow you to get rest is big. And if it wasn't for those people that I had in my life, I think I would have failed dramatically as a parent in this stage. Honestly, I probably would not have been the best parent because I didn't have that backup that I needed, you know? I didn't have that backup that I needed as a parent, and I needed that backup. So, parenting alone is not something that we should I don't take pride in, if I'm gonna be honest, because when people say, "Yeah, I do it all by myself," I'm thinking in my head, do you? Do you really? Because last I checked, it is not a thing. Doing things by yourself as a parent is not a thing. Like, I just take it like this. Think about it. When your kids are growing up, you need to be their chef, you need to be their maid, you need to be their dress coordinator. Okay, you need to be their teacher, because guess what, they come home from school and they don't understand anything that they went through in school with learning, and now you need to teach them English, math, science, social studies, like, or history, whatever they call it them nowadays. And those are how many jobs on top of your job, on top of your responsibilities other than that in the household, on top of ministry, on top of whatever else you may do. It's just something that was not intended for us to be alone. I feel like if it takes two to make a kid, then it takes two to raise a kid, and it's not easy raising kids as a single parent. So I'm grateful that God put people in my life that were willing and able to give me a break from the kids when I needed rest, and they were able to notice when I needed rest. Like there were so many times like I wouldn't want to burden people. It's so hard because when you're a single parent, you really don't want to burden people with your kids, because they're your responsibility, right? So you're like, no, it's okay, I got it. And it's all good until we completely until we completely break down, and we're just like, I don't have it, I really don't have it, I need a break, please. So having those people in your life that you can run to and be like, I just need 24 hours to reset, like, don't take them for granted, but also make sure that you have them in your circle, because let's be honest, as a single parent, when your kids are younger, you're barely getting rest. And on top of that, you're trying to be intentional with your kids, and you're trying to be, not that parent that gets irritated for every single thing. And it's it's not easy because you're barely getting rest. You're barely getting rest. So I don't know how if life would have been better as a single parent if I just had one kid. I can only give you my perspective as a mom who has three kids, because that is what I have. That is my life. So as a mom that raised three kids on her own, yeah, sleep wasn't actually a thing. I think I just napped. And when I told my doctor my hours of sleep I was getting, I got in trouble so bad. Like he knew right away, because he was, I don't even remember what the visit was for. It could have just been a yearly physical. But for some reason, his question was, how many hours of sleep do you get a day? And I was like, on daily, like maybe 1 to 3. Like it depends on the day and how crazy it is. And he was like, what? He's like, you're not even giving your brain enough time to reset so it can function at its maximum functionality. Like you're not even allowing your brain to do what it needs to do, like reset its battery. Your body needs to reset, so rest is important. So having a village around you, having backup when needed, having those people that are wise is important. So let's go into mental health now that we're talking about mental having breaks and stuff like that. So um breaks are good for you. Like they help you reset your body, they help you reset your mind, they help you reset your focus. And I don't know how life would have been if I didn't embrace taking a break. Like I see some people in life just go 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 go, and I think to myself, are you okay? Like, really? Are you really okay? Because having a reset is so needed for your mind to be able to feel like yourself again, to be able to know your next step of what you're going to do. It is so needed. And mental health as a single parent, like I don't even think I really thought of it when I was raising them when they were little. I started thinking about it when they started going through some mental health situations. So when they started feeling certain ways, and to come to think of it, like going to family counseling with my kids, and this is part of the village that I'm talking about, like having that space where you can talk about the issues that are happening at home and you don't know if you're handling it well, but you need that like other input, like okay, as a parent that wants their kids to be raised in this type of environment, like how do I go about this? I've never been raised in that kind of environment. Like I was raised like I'm gonna whoop your butt, and if you don't listen to me, I'm gonna whoop your butt harder. And then if you don't listen to me, like you ain't gonna have nothing left. Like that's it. You ain't gonna have nothing left. Like that's how I was raised. But I don't, I honestly, if I'm gonna be honest, I don't have the strength. I really don't have the strength within me to be that kind of parent. I'm more of like, oh, okay, so you want to act up. All right. I take a break and I sit back and I analyze what I want to do before I try to do things, because I know that if I react rashly, like it's not going to end well for me, for my mental health, because I'm gonna be like, did they learn anything out of it? I don't know. I don't know if they learned anything out of it. Are they gonna be better? I don't know. So just being able to reset your mind every once in a while, do it, guys, do it. It's okay to take a vacation by yourself without your kids. You're not bad parents. You're not a bad mom. Okay. Taking a vacation without your kids is a good thing. Okay. I'm not saying to do it all the time. I'm not saying leave your kids with whoever all the time. No, no, no. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that when you're actively raising your kids every day, 24/7, and you're on your own as a single parent, taking a mental reset is necessary. It is so needed. And take advantage of those times that are given to you. If you have somebody in your life that is willing to give you that reset and say, you know what, I got you, girl. I got you. I'm going to take your kids for 3 days and I need you to take a break. Don't take those 3 days to go about, I don't know, redecorating the room and I don't know, like shopping for things that are needed in the house and go ahead and freaking meal prep for the whole week. Like those are normal duties that you do as a parent, right? I don't meal prep, but if you do, that's a normal duty you do as a parent, right? Um, that's not what the mental break is for. Like taking a reset means you relax. You do nothing. Doing nothing is doing something. Like you can like do something, I guess that's like an activity that helps you relax, like but something that is like a little bit mindless, something that you don't have to think so hard to do. I don't know, like going on a hike, it's relax for me, it's relaxing. That's something I would do if I wanted to mentally reset. I just take in nature, I take pictures, I go somewhere that I don't think about life or what is happening or anything like that. I just go in to reset my mind. So on my mind, the only thing that's happening is what's happening in that moment. And it's okay to have those moments and it's good for your mental health and it's needed as a single parent. So please, 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 if you've ever had that mindset of, oh, I don't know, I can't be without my kids. But it gives me anxiety. It gives me blah 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 blah. I've seen people like that. I've seen people like that, and it just means that your mental health is not in a good state. It's not, because you need to be able to trust what you have done as a parent is going to be okay for them, and the people that you've chosen to be in their life, you've made those choices wisely enough to know that it's okay to leave your kids in their hands and they're going to be safe. Now, I'm not saying that's the case all the time, but I'm saying that it's good to work on those things, it's good to work on those things. So I had to take a real reality check when my son was, I want to say 10 or 11. And my pastor asked me this question, actually. She's like, who's in your circle? And I'm like, what do you mean by that? And she's like, who is in your circle that you can call right now that you can seek wisdom from. And I'm like, you? She's like, no, no, no. I mean, other people other than me. And I didn't have any. I did not have any. Like, my circle was her. And, she's not always easy to reach. So it was not a valid circle. It was like a transparent dot, if I'm going to be honest. So I had to think about that and be like, I don't have anybody. No wonder why I'm going crazy. And I'm going crazy, like, not in a sense of like actually being loca, but in a sense of I feel mentally fogged. Like, I did not know how to think, what to say, what to do. You would ask me a question and I would blank. I would blank because I'm like, I really don't know. Like, I had no idea. And it's because I didn't have those people to pull on that I needed in my circle, instead of me just coming up with everything as a parent, coming up with solutions, coming up with next steps, coming up with everything. I needed to have a circle of people. So I intentionally started looking around the people that I had around me, and I literally would go up to them and make plans. And I am not a social butterfly. So it takes a lot for me to go up to somebody and make plans. So I was intentional with that. And I was like, listen, my kids need someone to look up to. And I think that you would be a great person. Like, I would like to hang out sometime and just talk and get to know each other more. And sometimes it wasn't always just a female that I would talk to. Sometimes it would be a male, but it would be like a male role model that was married in our church. So, and like, I knew their kids. So I kind of had a background as to what kind of parenting style they had and how their kids were raised and how their kids turned out. So you really want to look at that. You want to look at who you're getting advice from and make sure that the people that you're getting advice from are trustworthy and are filled with wisdom and are filled with um, you know, just responses that you're looking for your kids to end up looking like in the future. Um, how can I put it in layman's terms? It's like, just have people or parents that have proof of their labor. So, like, you're not going to go, let's just put this into example, right? It's the first thing that popped into my head, but you're not going to go to a tattoo artist that you've seen their work and you're like, their work is crappy. You're not going to go to that person for your artwork, right? But you're going to go searching and looking intently for somebody that grabs your attention, that has work done that you like the outcome. So, I'm not trying to compare kids to tattoos. Don't try to flip the script here on me. I'm trying to say, as an example, that you want to look for proof of children, right? Children that are past the stage that you are in. From parents, you want to get advice from parents that have children that are past the stage that you are in currently with your children, that are acting and behaving and living according to how you want your kids to be raised and how that you want them to be thinking in the future or behaving in the future. So being able to pinpoint and get to people that are trustworthy, number one. So people that aren't going to stab you in the back, people that aren't going to go around talking about your business, because these people need to be reliable in you being able to confide in them. They need to be your confidant. You need to be able to tell them things that you wouldn't tell other people, and that that they're not going to go around and open their mouth to other people, because remember, you chose them specifically. You're not out there airing your business to the world. So these people need to be people that um aren't airing out, basically. So if they're talking about other people to you, then they're not your confident, trustworthy people that you want. Okay. You want other kind of people, the people that don't be going around bonchinche talking about, "Ay, amiga, let me tell you what happened to this person, blah 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 blah." You don't want those kind of people, because that means that they will air your dirty laundry too. They will. Trust and believe me, they will. They will tell you, "Oh, I'm not going to tell nobody," but at the end of the day, they will tell somebody, you'll find out, and then you'll know never to tell them anything again. So just keep those things in mind, that you want to keep those people in your circle and pick those people that you trust. Okay. People that wise, I've always looked towards wise older generations, generations that I see are living to the extent of where I want my life to be, right? Getting advice and wisdom from those people that have families that are rooted, that are connected, that are loving. I'm not going to go to somebody who has a broken family, even though I have a broken family myself, but I'm not going to go to somebody who has a broken family who has their kids don't talk to them, because obviously they didn't do something right. You know what I'm saying? If their kids aren't talking to them, then there's some anger, resentment, unforgiveness happening there. And you don't want advice from that. You don't want to build a healthy parenting lifestyle from advice from people that don't have um, that fruit from having a healthy home. So I'm not saying all homes have to be married to be healthy. I'm saying that the relationship between parent and child is healthy. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by not looking for people that have broken homes. So although my kids were raised in a broken home, meaning they don't have a father around, I would hope that our relationship would be considered healthy. That, they can talk to me about things that they wouldn't be able to talk to other people about, that they can confide in me, that I'm their ride or die, that when they need help, they're coming to me and they're not going to other people because they think I'm going to shun them. So that's what I'm trying to say by going to people and getting advice from parents that have had healthy relationships with their kids. So that is so huge in raising your kids as single parents, because you don't have that other person in your household to talk to. You don't have that husband or that wife to speak to and say, hey, this is what's happening in the home. What should we do? So you need you need a circle. You need a circle of trustworthy people. And the circle doesn't have to be big, but it has to be wise, and it has to be strong, and it has to be trustworthy. And when you have those people, when you have that foundation, I promise you, parenting will get easier. Parenting will get easier, and you will feel stronger as a mom because you have those people that support you, that back you up, that'll lift your hands when you can't lift them anymore, that'll wipe your tears when you don't even know why they're coming out, that will pray for you when you don't even know what words to pray for, that will cover your kids in prayer when you don't know um, how to be a hedge of protection for them. So yeah, this ends our episode here. Episode 3 ends here with our trustworthy wisdom circle. And I hope you guys received from this. Please send me some feedback on the momingismessy@gmail.com. You can reach me there. You can also comment on this video if you're listening to it on YouTube. I would love to see your comments on YouTube. I also have a Facebook page, Mom and His Messy Podcast with Stephanie on Facebook. And you can find the link to that on my Instagram page or on my Facebook page. The link, like my Facebook profile, you can find the link to the Facebook page on there as well. But definitely reach out to me, leave some comments, leave some feedback. I would love to hear from you. I hope you guys feel a little bit more um not alone as a parent, I should say. That you don't feel like, I'm not the only one who's feeling like this. So that's the whole point of this podcast, so that way single parents and single moms specifically know that parenting is not perfect, being a mom is not perfect. It can be messy, it can be chaotic, but at the end of the day, we'll get through it and we can bring things back together. And that's what this village is here for. That's what this community that I would like to build is here for. So please share with those moms that you feel would benefit from hearing this. And let me hear from you. Let me hear from you. Let me hear what mom life is like for you and what advice you need or you're looking for, because I would love to shoot out some questions on here and get some feedback from other listeners. But thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Take care.